Hi, friends. So I know a lot of people have asked questions about wanting to see more of the inside of this house that we've bought in Bulgaria. It's a beautiful sunny day, and so I'm going to take you around the top floor and just tell you a little bit about what's going on. Just a moment. Okay, so some of y'all been following along know that you might have seen the inside of the bottom of our house, which is where we've been spending most of our time. It's like down inside that door over there. And this is the outdoor patio area, my climbing rose. Spend a lot of my time out in this space. I've taken to washing my dishes outside in that sink. Worked out a barter deal with a neighbor, and that's an outdoor, well, it's not an outdoor, but it's a 2 burner gas stove, and we got the canister refilled yesterday, so now I can cook outside, which is really very pleasant. This is our vineyard that's growing across the top here. It's got a lot of little baby grapes on it, and these are our barns over here, and this is the second house that we bought as part of this property. And then over this wall is the street, the neighborhood street, and those are across the street neighbors. This house is designed like a lot of them are here, where there's a second floor, but you use outdoor steps to come up to it. So if you go down in that door right there, inside, there's an indoor bathroom in this particular house. They don't all have that. And then the front living room is, we've just kind of turned into a kind of like a studio space, which I find really comfortable just to all be down there. And it's plenty of space for us because we're used to living in small areas. But anyway, so today what I'm doing, it's a little bit hot outside, not by Florida standards at all, but don't really want to be out in the direct sunshine. So instead I'm coming up here. The upstairs is, we've spent very little time up here, and it just needs a bit of clearing out and organizing and seeing what we have. I'm going to take these rugs off the floor. A lot of these have, I don't even know what the floor looks like under here anymore. There we go. So it's a piece of linoleum. I'm not sure what that's on top of. Just like a concrete. So I'll be taking these rugs all out of here and airing them out outside. There's, this is just like a little, as you can see, just kind of like a little, just a space. I don't even know what you would call this space, but I can imagine like having a writing desk here or something where I could look out, or a chair where I can read. This old wooden door's got some really old paint on it. I'm not too worried about it. It's watertight. Someday I'll come back and take care of that. Got a green ceiling and a kind of funny little lamp here. Little Bulgarian artwork. So the first bedroom, which is the one that I like the most because it's got 2 nice big windows. They were all covered up with old paper. People do that here. They cover them up with paper behind their curtains. I'm not sure, maybe to keep it warmer in the winter time. Or I don't know why they do it, but a lot of people do that, have their windows kind of covered up with paper. So I took all that down, and you can see from this window, you can see right out across things. I think it's really pleasant. There's an old piece of furniture here. As I've shared before, people just kind of leave everything often just intact, just how they were living, and they just leave it all behind. The family did take a few items with them, but they left a lot of things that I think many of us would find rather sentimental. There's some of these old handmade wooden trophies that I'm still kind of figuring out the significance of. One of them we've been using for a traveling trophy for our little poker club that we started. There's like really old appliances, old radios and things in here. Old clock. I was playing with this, but it doesn't work. But there's a guy in town who does watch repair. I might take it in and see if it can get fixed. There's a little bit of, some glasses and things in there. I've kind of glanced in these drawers. I haven't explored all of this stuff. Old hand razor. This is also an old shaving razor. Buttons and stuff. Odds and ends. Really old photos. It's rather surreal. As a girl, I like to read Nancy Drew mysteries and things like that. So it reminds me a lot of when I was a kid and imagining exploring things. I've got an old clay bear statue. Yeah. This isn't that. Oh, nice, some more forks. Old newspaper. That's interesting. Yeah, so I'll be coming back. I wish this sewing machine were still here. Maybe it is. I just haven't found it. I'll come back and go through this stuff later. But there was two of these smaller beds downstairs, and we took them out and brought a big bed downstairs that we use. But we've got quite a few beds, so this room I think can be pretty easily transformed into a guest bedroom. Just a little bit of attention. This thing on the floor right here is what a pechka would go on. A pechka is what they call the wood burning stoves. And there's a hole over there. Maybe at one point we'll put another wood burning stove up here. Just make sure that the chimney works well. I don't know what that is. Oh, a new piece of chimney attachment. So I guess somebody was planning on doing something like that but never did it. Not sure what's inside of here either. Yeah. And then this is what I'm going to be. Oh, I'll show you this room too. Box of books. I think these are the law books of the granddaughter who studied law. These might be her old law books. This room has this really cool beautiful old chest. Might want to move that out at some point. And it's got some clothes and rugs and yeah, I don't know what all's in there. It's kind of dark and creepy in here. If you were prone to being creeped out, this room could really creep you out. There's a ladder. Goes up to a crawl space. Ryan's gone up in that crawl space a little bit before, mostly to make sure there wasn't any water leaking in. That's the main thing we need to be careful of with this house, is that we don't get tile breakage on the ceiling and end up with water damage. There's a funny little piece of carved wooden art. Okay, you got the cool old key. And ta-da! This room has been kind of a catch-all for these extra beds and linens and a whole bunch of clothes and stuff I'm going to be going through. I've given away some clothes to some of the villagers, but then I got distracted with other things and really haven't tackled it yet. So it's not as bad as it looks, but it is a bit overwhelming. There's not like a Goodwill in town that you just take things to. And I'm a little reluctant to just throw things away before I'm absolutely sure we don't want them. I keep finding clothing. This is actually kind of pretty. Kind of pretty fabric. And then I've got a big old wardrobe here full of full-length leather jackets and brand new shirts and packages, and you just don't know what you're going to find. Oh, good. I'm really glad these shelves on this side are empty, because that's going to give me a place to kind of put things as I sort through them and figure out what the heck I've got. Yeah, and you can see really the walls are in good shape in here. They have like this, they're very, very thick, so it's quite cool in here. And they get a little cracks going from expansion and contraction, but that's easy repairs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about if I'm going to paint in here or just live with it. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll decide later. In here too, you can see this one just has the one window, but it does look out over the grapevines and over the tile roof. And I love these old windows. I know a lot of people come in and want to replace these with modern, but for me, they're like really charming. And I'm not especially anxious to put in screens or anything. That's open up there because I opened them up previously and I haven't pulled them back shut, but they actually shut quite tight and still fit in place nicely if you just mess around with them a bit. Yeah. So I'm not going to take you downstairs this time. I think this is a really pretty painting. I'm going to put this up someplace, a print, but it's pretty. Ryan's taking a nap downstairs, but I've shown pictures of that before from we had poker night. So that's your little tour. And kind of stand out and give you a little better idea what it looks like from the outside. This metal handrail was hand built by the previous owner's husband, who's been deceased for a while, but it's just made, with rebar and metal rod. I think he did a really good job. I think this house doesn't have a lot of architectural detail, but it's okay. It's charming enough. There's that window at the very top is like from the attic space looking out, and that light fixture's kind of not centered. So I'd like to put another light fixture up there and figure out how to get it hooked up and going in the center. I think that's could be attractive. Yeah, this is what it looks like from the front. So digging it. Here's my outdoor wood stove. I kind of got back going again, that I can cook things on. And give you a little closer look to my new outdoor cooking area. This house came with several of these little glass canisters. I got my rice down in there. And here's the gas canister. Got my little cuttings right close by. I'm digging it. I'd like to get this window looking better. That's the window into the bathroom. Get a new screen anyway. And this is another thing I'd like to change out eventually. This is the window that goes into the kitchen. There's only one window out of the kitchen. And the kitchen is not a room that I'm using. It's got the refrigerator in there, and there's a big old sink in there. But that room really is quite dismal and needs a lot of cleaning and rethinking, and I just haven't tackled very much of it yet. I've been spending most of my time playing outdoors. Here's my lawnmower, old school. Been cutting out back there just to keep it where you can walk across it easily, because those trees out there farther are fruit trees, and the cherry trees are like getting covered with cherries now. Okay, well, that's the completion of today's tour. I'm pretty excited. My friend bartered with me, and now I've got an outdoor kitchen. Yay. Hope you're doing well and life is sweet and you're taking time to enjoy yourselves. Okay, y'all have a good one.